All right, I think we're good. Man, this setup for this live stream has not been fun for me. Anyways, so in this video, I want to go over the back end stuff and show kind of like what's going on with all my sales and profits, and show how I do my admin work and everything. All right, we should be good now. Just making sure my live is actually recording well, but I'm wanting to show you kind of the stuff that isn't the pretty stuff. It isn't finding books. It isn't sales. Or I guess it is sales. It isn't finding books and sourcing books and stuff. That's the main thing. That's pretty much the heart of this business. Is what pumps everything. You got to find books and everything. But, you also have to, take care of the back end stuff. That way your business runs smooth everywhere. You don't, if you only source books and never do accounting and never do, the admin work, like taking care of your inventory and stuff, then your business isn't going to be super healthy. So this stuff is very important to make sure that you have a little bit at least a finger on the pulse and understand what's going on. So anyways, this is Sellerboard, and there is a link in the description. It isn't an accounting software, but it's not like a complete accounting software. It's more for just to be able to see your numbers. As you can see, like yesterday, I made $182, like the title says. Made $182. That's nice. But I'm actually getting paid out, like what's going to be dropping into my bank account is $136 from that 182. And then, but that's just the payout. That's not what we're actually making. What we actually made, once you take the cost of goods sold out of this, what it cost me to buy these products that sold at the sales price of 182, but actually get paid 136. What it cost me to buy those products was, minused out, and now what my actual gross profit is $48.88. So, and then on top of that, like today or yesterday, I didn't have a expense come out, so none of my tools got charged. Nothing. I didn't get any charges other than my cost of goods sold. So my net profit is the same as my cost of goods sold. That doesn't always happen. If you look over here at my month to date, I made $5,118 so far in the month of June. Getting paid out $3,043, and then that's what's actually dropping in my bank account. Then you take the cost of goods sold out, I'm only getting paid $1,035, and then once you take out the expenses, I'm only getting paid $137. So you gotta really pay attention to those numbers, because that's what's important, really. The profit is what's important. If this is not good, like see my last month in May, I made a negative 179. That's not good. That's really not good. The ways that you can increase this number is either lower your expenses or increase your sales. One of the two. And my sales will increase as the season comes, but I probably need to look at my expenses a little bit. I know last month I had the issue of I didn't take out wasn't filing my sales tax for Virginia, because I wasn't aware. Colorado, where I was living, you file your sales tax once a year. Well, in Virginia, you file it every single month. I didn't know that, and I had a whole year of months, so 12 months of expenses built up that I didn't know that I was supposed to be filing my sales tax month to month. So I went back, filed every month, but then Virginia hit me with a $10 fine for every month that I was late on. So make sure you're filing your sales tax. It's really easy, really, if you're using Central Virginia Prep. They make it pretty simple. You just have to go in there and say, it's zero, because Amazon handles all of your sales tax. You do not handle any of it if you're an Amazon seller. Amazon handles it. So it's really easy for us. We're just filing zero, but I didn't know it was month to month. So I ended up having to pay like $120, $10 a month during the month of May, and that really hurt me. But I mean, even with that, I'm still not really making great profit. So I probably need to get my expenses a little bit more under control, but I'm focusing on getting my accounting down. So I'm spending a little extra money on QuickBooks and A2X to try to get that in line as much as I can. So it is what it is. But what sold? All right, so what I always do is I have my seller board, which tracks, my inventory pretty much, does a really good job with that. But I also track everything, all my purchases and all my sales on my spreadsheet. So I'll take the title of this, and then I'll come over to my spreadsheet over here, and I'll do Control F, pop this little finder up, throw it in there. Wait, was it no, it should have it. Let it load for a second. It takes a little bit of time. Or maybe, shoot, come on, man. There we go. So you can see that I bought this back on April 30th. Got it checked in on May 5th, and we sold it on 6/23/25. So it took us 54 days to sell it, which is really good from the time I purchased it. And so it's taking this number and seeing what the difference is between this number, and that's 54 days, which is really a good difference. Like going to my prep center and everything, it takes a little bit of time for it to go from purchase price or purchase date to check-in date to shipping to Amazon checking it in. So 54 days is really good. Let's see, what was our sell price? I take the sell price here, $99 is what I sold it for. 99, and then I'll take the estimated payout. So what Amazon is sending to my bank account, not the net profit, but the estimated payout, $76.58. And I believe I have this spreadsheet linked down below as well. If you want to check it out, it's free. Don't need email or anything. Just download it if you want to follow along and try to do the same type of deal. But this is how I keep track of all of my things up front. QuickBooks is also another software that I use, but I use that with I'm still learning that pretty much. It's a little bit different because it's tracking everything out of your bank account. This is tracking everything out of Amazon itself. All right, so the next one, I sold a DVD, The Sandlot. Did I buy this in 2025? No, I bought it in 2024. So I'll bring over my 2024 tab. And I have it all the same. This is the totals tab. And then I have it over here, all the same. So we're gonna do the same, Control F. Pop up the finder, throw in the title, and then there it is. Oh, we might have sold this before and it got canceled on us or something. So when this happens, I already have it filled out, so that tells me that something's up. So I'll go into Sandlot, click onto the listing itself, come in here, let my seller amp load, which is another link in the description if you want to check it out. Definitely a major tool to have in your arsenal. Then I'll come down here to orders. So this is going to show me all the orders that has shipped out with this. So you can see that 5 months ago on 2/4/2025, this got canceled. So what happened was someone ordered it and then immediately canceled it right away. So it never shipped out or anything. So I didn't update it once that happened. So this is still sales showing from that date right there. So now we're just gonna update it. 6/23/24. Oh, whoops, not 24. I was like, what's going on? Why is it not loading? There we go. So 275 days. I think what happened is it got returned, and then Amazon deemed it as unfulfillable, and then it got sent back to me, and you know the process, the fun stuff. 38 bucks. We got sold for 38. And the proceeds were at 27.35. So it looks like just a penny less than the last time. And then you saw that I deleted this, this 225. It's because it never went to my prep center. My prep center doesn't take DVDs, so I'm taking that out. And that's because so that I make sure that this number makes sense. So it's at 1154 over here, and then over here we're at 1254. And that's because so my net profit is 1254. But I also throw in on my spreadsheet, I also throw in a miscellaneous dollar fee. That's just to cover everything, to be conservative, to show like if I buy printer paper, if I buy boxes or whatever I have to do to send stuff in. Or there's also storage fees. That's another big one. It's not ever going to add up to $1 per product, most likely. Some it'll be more if it stays in inventory for forever, you know, for a few years maybe. We might get close to that dollar price, but most likely your miss fee is never going to actually reach that. So I'm just being conservative. That way I don't have inflated numbers. I would rather have deflated numbers and then be pleasantly surprised whenever it's inflated, or it's less than or more than what I thought it was going to be. All right, so it looks like another DVD set. Not sure if this was 2025. There it is. All right, so we sold it on 6/23, 25. The sale price was 45. And the proceeds, we're looking at, oh wait, we're looking at 32.30. 32.30. And another one, it was DVD, so I prepped it. No prep fee, $1 miscellaneous fee, and we're at 10.40, and over here 11.40. So we're on point. So, and then once I've done all that, I would usually will come in here and check out and see if I want to track anything, or if something's, you know, worth looking into buying again right now, because sometimes it's at the right price where you can buy it in the blow. And see right here, I'm in the buy box right now at $99, but the lowest price right now is pretty close to $99, so there's no chance of me buying it. I do want to track this. Let's see, what price did I buy it at? Bought it at $51.64, so it wasn't a huge return. Made $24.94, but on pure profit right there once COGS are taken out and everything. But you know, I don't want to. I'm sorry. What I want is to track this, because anything over $20 is an amazing return. If I can sell one product and make $20 on it, that's all day for me. Like, if anything over $10, really, $10, you know, depending on the time and stuff. But like $20, like I'll sit on a book for a whole year if I can get $20 off of it. But you know, that's just how I kind of view it. Everyone's gonna be different with that. But I'll track this at 52. See if I can get it at that price again. If I can, you know, I'll pick it up again. But this is definitely it sells quite a bit throughout the year. It looks like a little bit of seasonality. But it stays up there in that it keeps coming back up to that $190 price and stuff. So that's definitely a book you want to keep track of. But all right, so that's all I do for my daily basis. Every day I do that right there to make sure that this is all up to date, make sure that my spreadsheet's up to date, and then I'll go into my admin work, which I should probably put it up here somewhere, but I don't have it there. Come down here to docs. I did take out a little bit from my admin schedule because I'm no longer doing the what do you call it, the eBay. I'm no longer doing eBay sales because I'm now completely shifted over to Amazon. Well, I'm completely shifted over to Amazon. I'm no longer selling on eBay right now because I've got a job where I'm going to be traveling a lot. So that's no longer really feasible for me because I'm not going to be at my house a whole lot. So my shipping times would be so varied. And, since I'm going to be traveling up, sometimes I would have to push out a whole week or two, which you definitely could do it. It's just not something I want to worry about. It's so much easier just to do everything online right now for me. Maybe once I'm, done with this job and, I'm more at home a little bit more, then I'll be able to come back to that because, it's kind of nice to have another stream of income with that, but it's gonna be a little bit for me before I get back to that. So I took out my eBay out of here, my eBay, updating the sales and stuff right here. So what we just did is seller board sales, and we updated the media purchase sheet. Now we'll go into updated stranded inventory, which I've already done. So, and I just have had a shipment confirmed, so it's going to be a ton. So we're actually going to skip that for now. I'll come back to that whenever I start doing the shipment confirmed stuff down here. So what we'll do is we'll pop over to the my Prep Center spreadsheet is what we'll do. And with the Prep Center spreadsheet, I'm just checking in books right now. I will do returns. I just don't want to do it right now with my address and stuff being on here. But with over here, what I mainly do is make sure that I've got all my returns in order. So besides this one and below, I've already handled these. I'm just waiting for my prep center to ship them out. But we'll go through and check in what we have. So this one, I won't check it in because I'm probably going to end up returning it. So since it has water stains, so I'll just send it back. This one, it looks like I accidentally forgot to put this one on the spreadsheet, so I'm gonna have to figure that one out. This one, let's see, I have to do a return on it. So we'll come down to here. So now this is a good one. So we just got this one in. So we'll take the name of this. We'll hop over here to my 2025 spreadsheet, and I'm just gonna check it in. Paste. There it is. So right here, this blank spot, we're gonna put 6/23/25. Or did it say 24? Oh, it's 24. So it's checked in today. Prep center's already after it. 24. Okay. Moving on. Copy. Come over here. And this, I'm saying you always have to have a way of checking things in, because if you don't, you're gonna end up having a lot of things where you're just like, I have no idea where this book is at, and it's really not a good feeling, because you're like, I swear I ordered this book and then it's not here, and then you'll go back and you'll look and it'll be, months past, and you're like, crap, it never even showed up. And then you'll try to do a return, and then once the months have passed, you're not able to do it. And that's just how it is, If you want to stay up on track, because once I started doing this, I returned requested a whole bunch of returns, because they just never showed up, and I ended up making back a whole bunch of money, and I was just like, man, I really got to do this more often. And so I make it a daily thing to check in, and then I'll make it a weekly thing on the admin schedule right here. Once a week, I'll go through the orders that haven't checked in yet, and then I'll see where they're at. If they're a month old, then it's probably not coming, just assume that it's not going to come. So you'll have to go in there and request a return and stuff. That way, you're not missing out on anything, because that's the worst whenever you don't know where you've just lost a product and you have no idea where it's at, and then you come to find out it never showed up. 6/24/25. Dang, we had quite a bit show up today. I have been trying to increase the amount of books that I'm buying, doing Joji and Victor's numbers, trying to do 10 books a day at least. So, and I'll tell you, it's increased my what do you call that? The prep center fees. Like, it hasn't increased the fees, I guess. It's increased the amount that I'm paying them. So I've had a shipment per week, and so now I went from paying 100 some every 2 weeks to 100 some every week, and I'm just like, okay, that's hurt me a little bit, but I know it'll be worth it once August gets here. I just gotta get there, because that's the hardest part, is just to get there, I guess. But let's see here, it's 6/24/25, and also all this back end stuff, I'm wanting to lean into it. I'm getting certified as a bookkeeper. So if anybody's interested in bookkeeping services, once I'm certified, which will be here in the next month or so, I will be offering my bookkeeping services. If you're interested, comment down below. Or you send me a message on Facebook. I also have that linked down below, for anybody who's interested in bookkeeping services. I found that I really enjoy doing all this accounting and back-end stuff, even though it's definitely not the most important for this business. You don't want to spend so much time doing this, but you'll see besides the checking in after each shipment, that's the one that takes the longest. But you'll see I'm able to do these and do all the admin work that I need to do in less than 30 minutes usually. Of course, once the sales start picking up, it'll take a little bit longer, but I'm never spending more than an hour doing the back end stuff per day. It always seems to go pretty quickly, but if you don't do it, your business will be all over the place, and you won't really know exactly where you're at. It's kind of like your personal finances. If you're not tracking it, you have no idea where you're actually at, and you don't know exactly how much you're spending, so you don't know exactly how much you're making. 6/24/25. Oh, I believe that's it. Oh, I got some others that I need to work on, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's been 23 minutes on here, and I've done pretty much everything on here. The stranded inventory, it doesn't really take that long once you've confirmed your shipments and everything, because there is also an updated stranded inventory on here, because my prep center will put it as a $199.99, and so I'll almost, well, not all of them, but a lot of my books will get stranded inventory just because of high pricing error, because they're putting it at that high price. So after every shipment, I'll have to go in through there. Once I've put in all the cogs and stuff and sell the board, I'll go in there and put them at a reasonable price to get them off of that list. That way it's all on my Be Cool, and I'm able to reprice it and stuff. If your books are in the stranded inventory, you will not see them in Be Cool, at least. I don't know about the other repricing softwares. I haven't used them, but I know with Be Cool, you're not going to see them on there until you've taken them off of the high pricing error. So that's very important. You want to make sure that that's not going to be on there before you do the Be Cool deal. And then, of course, once a month, I'll check pricing from 6 months ago, which I'm kind of behind on right now. I'm like 8 months ago right now. But working on that, and then once a month file for Virginia sales tax. That's annoying. And then every 2 weeks I'll do the my accounting stuff on the 10th and 25th. That way, I just keep up with it, like paying off my credit cards, put them all at zero. Don't be paying any credit card. What do you call that? APR. I don't know what it's called right now. Don't be paying your credit card banks or anything, okay? Only pay off what you used it for, and don't carry a balance from month to month. If someone can think of what the word of it is, let me know in the comments. It's so stupid that I can't think right now. But anyways, I'll transfer money around from my banks because I'm using the profit first method. So I have two different banks. One where it kind of holds all my savings and taxes and stuff, and then I'll transfer it to my operating bank, which will do my all my operating stuff for like expenses and my inventory expenses and stuff like that. And then I'll update expenses on Celeborn, which I kind of do that every day almost, or every time I get an expense I will go in there usually, but I'll just make sure it is updated. And then on to QuickBooks, A2X, which QuickBooks, you would think that I'm being overkill with it, but you need a way to track your bank transactions, and Celeborn doesn't quite do that. Celeborn is like it's pulling from all the information from Amazon, which is very helpful to know, very helpful to see, because Amazon, you can't really see it any other way, like clearly at least. So it's very helpful to see it that way with Celeborn. But QuickBooks, it will track your bank transactions, so we'll see how your business is actually doing. And then A2X, the deal right here, this is just a software that really expensive software, which is annoying, but it pulls all of your Amazon sales data from and return and expense data from Amazon, and it'll throw it into QuickBooks, which I think is very valuable. I'm still kind of learning QuickBooks a little bit and how it all integrates and everything, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty valuable thing to have. But yeah, that's how I do my admin work. That's all the back end stuff, and how you can make sure that you're nice and in line with everything. But and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.